Good morning, students, and welcome to HUM 210, Introduction to Ethics. My name is Dr. John Jarvis. I'm your professor for the next 6 weeks, and I'm looking forward to working with you in a really interesting approach to ethics in the world today. In fact, I'm going to start the unusual opening here by playing you a Native American drum. So let me do it. Then I'm going to explain why I'm playing a Native American drum. That may be helpful. This is a buffalo drum made from buffalo skin, buffalo sinews and tendons, completely in a front leg radius bone from a buffalo. There's method to my madness. I played that drum because I'm not a mainstream white male, as you might think. And I'm not going to be teaching this ethics course in a privileged white male Western ethical system approach, as is very traditional in the field of ethics for the last 2,500 years since Socrates and Plato. I was born and raised on an Indian reservation. I lived there for 18 years in Idaho in the Rocky Mountains among Sacagawea's people. That only comes into this course because that's where my ethics were infused with a different perspective than the ethical perspectives that we get out of textbooks and that we get out of courses like this one. So I come to ethics from two perspectives. White, my family was white, though we were poor enough that the Indians allowed us to live on their reservation right with them. We, in fact, ended up blending in pretty well. And so I come to you with, at the start of my life, two ethical systems: Native American environmental, earth-friendly ethics, and mainstream ethics, which we're going to talk a lot about in this course to flesh it out. The first thing you'd probably be surprised to know about this course is that there's more than one ethical system operating in the world today. In fact, we will cover 4 Western ethical systems, and then we will cover 4 ethical systems. We'll balance those 4 ethical systems with 4 other ethical systems. I assume at this point you might be like having your head start to spin a little bit. There's 8 different ethical systems to be learned in this course. Yeah, there are. And some of them you will find much more interesting than others for you personally. I find certain ones more interesting than others. And you'll also find that probably the ethical system that you're following right now, main one in your life, has a name, has millions of other people following that ethical systems. And the surprising thing I found from teaching this course before is you're often surprised and even a little shocked to learn that you may have been practicing a non-Western ethical system your whole life and just didn't know it. There are Buddhist ethics. There are Taoist ethics. Those Buddhist from India, Taoist ethics from China. There's African ethics that we'll study in this course. And there's indigenous ethics, like Native American ethics. So we're going to cover 8 ethical systems in this course. I'm your guide. I'm your interpreter. I hope to bring the course alive for you, connect it to your own life, your own ethical ways of behaving and thinking and acting. And to do all that, I'm going to actually wrap up right now with my teaching philosophy. And that is, I have good news and bad news. Let me give you the bad news first. Bad news, I've been teaching, shocking as it is to myself as well as maybe to you. I've been teaching for 45 years. 45 years I've been doing this profession. That's the bad news. I could be an old, boring professor who's rooted in my syllabus from 44 years ago, irrelevant to your lives. Now the good news. The good news is that I love my job more now than virtually at any point in the last 45 years. I love what I'm doing. I'm a slow learner. I think I'm finally getting to a place where I can make a difference, or I can at least hold your attention and keep the course from being too boring. So I love what I'm doing. I hope you end up loving what you're doing when we do it together in a course in ethics. And I make a pledge now, and I hope you'll match my pledge. I will meet you halfway. I will do everything in my power to make this an interesting course for you. And I'm hoping you will meet me halfway and make this an interesting course and a meaningful course, and a course that really actually can get to the deeper reasons of why is it so important in our world today, especially, to be ethical. When you look at the news, if you're like me and every other American, you're seeing a lot of unethical behavior, and the shocking thing is a lot of it is coming from our most important leaders, our most important governors and leaders, and the things that they're doing, the choices that they're making. And we're going to look at those issues. I will infuse into the course issues that are going on right now. Putting children in cages at our southern border. Black Lives Matter exploding across this land. The hashtag #MeToo movement. Police shootings of unarmed black men. Racism. These are all ethical issues that I worry we're very unprepared to deal with, because we're locked into a lot of misunderstanding about ethics in the very first place. And in fact, ethics has often been divorced from real life in the Western tradition. But I have good news. One last piece. I just happened, by a good fortune of being born in Idaho on an Indian reservation, to have worked, lived, loved, and laughed with a group of people, Native Americans, Native American Indians, Limhi Shoshone people in particular, people who do follow their ethical system. It's in a deep, sacred part of their daily lives. And I think your ethical system, you have one. I know you do. A mix of them, probably. And I do not doubt that it's very important to you. It's beautiful. It's what guides your behaviors. And I'm going to help you, or do my best to help you, understand better your ethical system, and even enrich and infuse it with more immediacy and relevance and importance in our world today. So there's my spiel. That's enough said. I just want you to know that I'll be following this video with a written announcement right here in Canvas that really details our first work of work. So that's all I need to say for now. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Stay with me. I'll have all kinds of ways for you to stay in contact with me, and I'll be staying in contact with you during the next 6 weeks. Don't want to lose you. You're part of my Native American ethical tribe now, just by being here, and I plan to take good care of you. I hope you'll respond in kind. Thank you very much. See you every week. I'll be giving you a video and guiding you through this course. So don't panic. Don't be... that's all for now. Bye-bye.